Hello, everyone. I'm going to go over Scanlister for you. So let's talk about listing on Scanlister. So we're going to go over the process of actually scanning the book uh, into Scanlister, how I like to go through and put together the condition of the book, my listing, some of the stuff that I put in there, some of the stuff that comes with Scanlister, and we're going to go through the process of actually sending this into Amazon and shipping off your book. So without further ado, let's get to it. So you guys should see Scanlister now. These are some of the books I've already started going through. Now, I have a couple of settings that I don't know why I have them that way, but my default price I have at $500 cost per unit. I always keep it at $1. The majority of the books I get for $1, and even if I don't get them for $1, like I get a lot of books for free. I usually keep $1 in there just to cover the cost of packaging, poly bags, labels, things of that. So I keep all that in there. These books that I'm boxing now were books that were given to me back on March 31st, so I like to keep that as my default date. I like to use the prefix for my SKUs as Scanlister. It's just the default that comes with it. One of the things that I've been doing lately is I have a bunch of friends that have books that they want to sell. They don't want to go and set up a whole marketplace or go on eBay and do all that. So I've been doing sort of consignment for them. So let's say I have a friend named Mary. I can do Mary as the beginning of my SKU prefix. So when I go into Amazon Seller Central and I want to search just for the books that Mary gave me, I can put this on there as my prefix and ship the or search those so I can see what of Mary's I have listed, what is sold, and things of that nature. Change that back. I started at 1,000 with my SKU prefix or sequence in January. So every January I start over at 1,000. I have seen some people that'll do like the year dash whatever the number is. So it's basically what you like to do. I set my default condition to very good, and I'll show you you can change that as you go on. So I have my Natamoose scanner. I don't know if you guys see. I think you just see my screen, but I have my Natamoose scanner set up. So it's attached directly to my laptop. Let me grab a book here. So um, the way I like to do it is I'll scan my book. You can see it automatically put in the ISBN. It brings up the information. Now I have this set up to where I can go in and individually grade the book and put in my information. You can set this for a bulk to where it just sets them all to one and boom, 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 just print your labels right out. I don't like that. I like to be a little bit more selective on how I go through and do this. So this book here is actually in relatively good condition to very good condition. Now, I clicked on my filter, and normally here you would see Prime, and I'll show you it on another book. So I would select Prime to compare my price with other Prime sellers. So this one does not have a Prime seller. So I'm actually going to pull this up on my Scout IQ and just take a look. So the highest FBM seller right now is at $17.99. I'm probably gonna just match that at $17.99. So I would go in here to my price, $17.99. Oh, $17.99. I'm leaving my buy price at $1 just because to cover the cost. This was one I got for free. I'm going to go in and grade the book. Now, this comes with a bunch of pre-filled out conditions or pre-selected or not selected, pre-done conditions. You can write your own, which I have done some of my own. So you click on the little pencil and you can pop in whatever you want. Like I got a deck of they weren't playing cards, but they were like magic cards that go with like a Dungeons and Dragons set or something like that. So I put cards are in very good condition because that one wasn't in there before. So I added that. So this book is in very good condition. Pages are crisp and clean with no markings. Now it does have a name or inscription on the inside dust cover or inside cover. So I make sure I put that. I try to disclose everything possible with the book. I don't like to leave things and then get that book sent back and get a negative review. Binding is tight. Now this is one that I stole. I'm not going to say that I came up with this on my own. So thank you for your interest. All items are shipped from an Amazon warehouse and qualify for Prime shipping. Please be sure to leave a review, rate your item after purchase. Now, I will tell you, I've only gotten one review since adding that. As you know, as a used bookseller, it's very difficult to get reviews, or it is for me anyway. So I'm only up to like 3 or 4 reviews. Reviews come and go as they want. They're very difficult to get for me personally. So now one thing that I really like about Scanlister is I have it hooked up to my Arc Scan printer, and as soon as I hit finish, it will go ahead, it will send it directly to my printer, and boom, my label prints. Peel it off, stick it to my book. Now, one of the things that I have recently started doing, because I've gotten some books shipped back and they haven't even left the warehouse and they've been in very poor condition, is I've been polybagging all my books. Now, you don't have to do this. This is just something that I've started doing to try and save the condition of the books, try to keep them in whatever condition I've sent them into the warehouse, to avoid any type of damage to the book, to avoid any negative reviews. If I've listed a book as very good and then it ships to the seller or to the buyer, and by the time it got there, it sat on a shelf, it's gotten dropped, it got stepped on, whatever the case may be, and it's now no longer in very good condition, and then I get a negative review. So to try and avoid that, I polybag everything. Then I take my book and drop it in the box. So let's go through another one real quick. Excellent. I'm glad this came up. So one of the other things that I really, really like about Scanlister is if there is a book that I am not allowed to sell, I'm restricted, I can go in here, click on this request approval. It will take me directly to my Seller Central, click on request approval, and if I'm approved, I get my auto ungating. If not, go through the steps, or it's going to tell me that I need to have my 10 items. Now, that's gone through. It's already approved. I can continue listing. If, let's say, I don't select request approval, Scanlister will not let me continue. It will not allow me to list it. If it is a restricted book, especially, it will not allow me to. So we're going to continue with the listing. Let's see. Here we go. So delivery Prime. So being that I'm an FBA seller, I'm going to go into Prime because I'm only competing with these people here. So I'm looking here. It's acceptable. This book's in good condition. And then we got new. So there's only 2 used sellers that are currently selling this book. It's in very good condition now that I'm really looking at it. So we're at $15.99. Let's go for $24.99. I hate that people lowball everything when it's selling new at 47, 48 bucks. Why would you list it at 15 if it's in very good condition? Doesn't make sense to me. But going at about half price of what it's selling for, I like that. So this one was donated to me as well. I got it for free. So book's in very good condition. Pages are clean. Binding is tight. Let's see here. Cover shows somewhere or use. That's one of the ones I created. And we're going to finish and print. Take my label, stick it on, and polybag it. So for right now, I'm going to blast through, get the rest of these done. And once I'm done listing them all, I'll give you the next step to go through. Okay, so I finished going through everything. I got it all packaged up. Had a couple of sidetracks in between, but let's take a look here. So here is everything put in, ready to go. We have 34 total books. I just weighed it. It is 48 pounds. As you can see, this gives you all the information, cost per book, your FBA costs, and your expected profit per book. Now, once again, they have to sell before you make the money, but that's all that put together. Now, grab one of my duds out of my dud pile. Now, as you can see here, here is my expected net profit for the 34 books. And here's my buy cost. So this box is a potential net profit of $584 based on those numbers. So now from here, I click on list, preview shipment. Now this is going to send this information over to Seller Central and see if everything's going to the same fulfillment center, which, yes, this is my normal fulfillment center, North Carolina. Everything's going there. 33 SKUs, 34 shipped, because I do have 2 of the same book in there. And then I'm going to create shipment. Now, what if it does want to split? So if it does want to split, I can reject it, wait 30 minutes or an hour and try again and see if maybe I got lucky. But if not, you can go into your settings on Seller Central for your inbound settings and select to pay to have it all go to one fulfillment center. Me personally, it's cheaper to pay that than it is to have 2 boxes, splitting shipment, and paying double shipping fees. Again, that's my preference. So we're going to create shipment, and we're going to send that all over to Amazon Seller Central right now. Now, while that's going over, I utilize an arc scan printer, and in doing so, I have to change out my labels from my book labels over to my shipping labels. And some people go, oh, why do you want to do that? That's a pain in the butt. It's a hassle, whatever. I like to do it because it gives my shipment a little bit of time to get over to Amazon, get into the Seller Central system. And that way, there's less of a risk of any issues with it transferring over. Now, sometimes it'll show the SKU not recognized or whatever that error is that comes up. Usually, if you wait 15 to 20 minutes, you're good. It'll be there. It just hasn't processed through the system yet. I usually wait a good 30 minutes before I go into Seller Central, before I go printing my labels, but we're going to jump right in right now and see if we can do that. All right. Now, as you can see, right across here, these are all ones that got approved when I was listing them. So now, how do I go about printing my shipping label? So it sent all the items over to Seller Central. It got my box all packaged up for me, sent over. So now I go into my inventory and shipments. And you can see here, here's the item, 33 SKUs, 34 units, because remember, I have 2 of 1 book. This is the date we were working on it. This was one I was working on with something else, so ignore that. We're going to work on shipment. Now, when they switched over to the new Amazon workflow, a lot of people freaked out, especially on Scanlister, me being one of them, and wanted to continue to use the old workflow. Now, I will tell you, I personally did not want to try the send to Amazon. I like things working the way they were working. As many of you know I'm a firefighter, and there's two things we hate in the fire service. We hate things being the same, and we hate change. So when change came up, I was a little afraid to try it, but it actually isn't too bad. So we're going to go into the Amazon, send to Amazon. And here's my units. Here's everything put together. Now you're going to see, look, the SKU for this product is unknown or cannot be found. It just hasn't sent over all the way. Not a big deal. If you wait 10, 15 minutes, even if you print your label and then go back to it, it'll be fine. Now, I already printed all of my SKU labels, so I don't even have to worry about doing any of that. So now it says ready to pack one unit, ready to pack. So let's pack individual units. Now, here's where everybody freaks out, because you scroll down and it's showing Amazon manually processes box contents, 15 cents per unit. Holy crap, I got to pay 15 cents per box or per book times 34. I don't want to pay any of that. It's very easy to fix. Enter through a web form. This is how I personally like to do it. How many boxes? Everything is in one box. We're going to open the web form. Now all you have to do is go through here and select one of one. And you can even tab through it. One. It's a little time consuming, I know, but it's better than paying 15 cents per book for them to do it for me. And this might take me a minute. I think a minute of my time is worth it. Now, I did not see my one of two. Ah, here it is. I jumped right past it. So there we go. So now we should be good. 34 of 34. Look at that. Box weight was 48 pounds. Now here, I'm going to have to pause you for a minute because I'm resizing my box. Okay, so now I have the dimensions for the box. No, that's not what I want. And we're going to select our dimensions. 19, 14, 10. The box originally was 19, 14 by 17. We're going to confirm packing information. Confirm and continue. I'm going to ship it out today. $18 for my box. Accept and continue. Most of my boxes are 18 to 1875 because I try to keep as close to 50 pounds as I can. Okay, and we're going to print our label. I like my Arc Scan printer. I know a lot of people use a Rollo and whatever other printers are out there. I know Rollo tends to be one of the more popular ones, but I prefer my Arc Scan. Fit the printable area and print. And that is it. Now head off to UPS, drop it off, and keep feeding the beast.